Hey guys, I'm Reese from RNA Tech, and today I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to install a new CPU to your custom PC. Here are the three things you're going to need. First, a flathead screwdriver, thermal compound, which will basically come with any kind of cooler, well most of them for the most part, and of course your CPU. And today we'll be installing the AMD FX 9590. First, and probably one of the most simple steps, is going to be removing the case cover off of your case. You can use a flathead screwdriver and unscrew basically just about right here. There should be a screw, and right there. I've already done that, and so basically I'm already ready to go, so I can just remove the case. Now that we have the cover removed, you have to find out where the CPU is, and a lot of you may not know where it's at. It's going to be under your cooler. In my case, I'm using a liquid cooler, so it's under this big block circular thing, which is very difficult to assemble and disassemble at times, so we'll do this together. You might want to remove your RAM in this case, just to have some more space for your hand. All you have to do is open up the slots, one here, and just pull it out. Easy. The next step is to, of course, remove your CPU cooler. I'm just going to use my flathead screwdriver, and you can also use a Phillips if that will focus. Phillips will do just fine. It's preferred to use a Phillips, honestly, but in this case I'm able to use my flathead. Once you removed all four screws from your CPU cooler, you can just lift it up and put it basically on the side of your computer. It'll be just fine right there. And as you guys can see, we have our CPU down there just sitting happily. That's our old CPU, of course. All you have to do is lift up this little clip thing and pull it out. Now you're ready to assemble your new CPU. As you guys can see on the back of the CPU, there's these little hole thingies. There should be those very same kind of spots on there. So you want to basically line it up with those. It's very simple. Place it on. And then once it's on tightly, put it back in. Next step is to get your thermal compound. You should place about no bigger than a pea in the dead center of your CPU, so you guys can see. About that. No bigger than that, on the center of your CPU. That's where it's mostly needed. And you can use like a Q-tip or something and just smear it around, just for the most part around the middle of the CPU. You can also use your finger, but in this case I'm using a Q-tip. Just make sure you don't leave these little hair thingies from the Q-tip around. So it's probably best recommended to pull the little stick thing off the end of the Q-tip, so that way you can smear it around. I found it's best to use your finger to smear it around. It just does it most efficiently. Once you've done that, you're ready to assemble your CPU fan back onto your CPU. And what we have to do is, now that we have one taken off, we need to take the second half off. I'm going to show you why in just a second. So unscrew the same screws that you did on this side over here. It should be just on the same very side. One right here, one right there. I've already done it, of course. So remove it. And this is the part that we need to assemble. We need to hold one hand on that part up there. What you're looking at right here is the back of your motherboard, and this is what holds the back of the CPU up. This is what holds it up, or the CPU fan, my bad. And you're going to notice that there's four little holes just like on here, and you're going to place these in as so. And you're going to hold one hand right here while you use your screwdriver, your flathead, to push in the CPU cooler. Now I'm going to have to do this off camera, unfortunately, because it's a very simple step, of course. You guys, I'm sure, are very capable of doing this, because I don't have a tripod, so I'm going to have to do this with both my hands. But what I can tell you guys to do is hold this part right here with your hand while I'm doing this myself. Hold this with your hand, with your left hand, I guess, if you're right, whatever. And you're going to use your flathead screwdriver and screw in the screws right there. Push the center of the CPU cooler with your thumb, and screw in the screws with your flathead screwdriver with your other fingers that you are able to use. I'll see you guys then. The best way to screw it in is doing it from top left corner to bottom right corner to top right corner to bottom left corner. Don't do it from this one to this one to this one to this one. Make sure you go from this way to this way, this way, to this way. Just to double check to make sure you understand, do this corner first, then this corner, then this corner, then this corner. Trust me, that's the best way to do it. Once you have them all screwed in, just double check to make sure that all these screws are tightened very tightly, because you don't want any of the cold air or whatever that comes out of this stuff to radiate out. You have to make sure that this is very tight and firm onto the CPU. So just double check to make sure it's tight. Once you've done that, you're ready to put back in your RAM card into your RAM slot. Just push it in and it should click. Now put the case seals back onto the case onto both sides. And of course, place the screws in and you're done. You're ready to game. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to drop down a like and a comment if you did enjoy this comment, and subscribe for more tutorials, reviews, and unboxings, etc., etc.